Hey everybody, this is Dan coming at you with a quick video. And I think I want to entitle this video Picking and Choosing. Because that's what we do. We pick and choose. You know, I've been following two murders lately. The murders of Jonilla Watkins, who was 6 months old. Initial report said she was 5 months old. Rest in peace to her, who was killed in the Woodland community of Chicago. And the second murder that has happened around about the same time, I think a day after, is the Kamani Gray murder in Brooklyn, New York. Kamani, who was 16 years old, rest in peace to that young brother, was allegedly armed with a .38 caliber and was approached by two undercover NYPD officers and was subsequently shot. And I've been looking at these murders and looking at reaction and inaction, or non-reaction. And what strikes me as a phenomenon that I've noticed with American Negroes is how casual we are when the murderers look like us, and how reactionary we are when the murderers look like or are Caucasian people. And I say look like or are Caucasian because George Zimmerman was not white. Okay, so let's get that out there. But I look at how reactionary we are. And it smells of hypocrisy. And it smells of people that want their cake. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And I say that because you go to the very same media, you go to the very same police department, demanding justice, demanding fair coverage. Yet, if a black person does something in the black community, it's fuck them. We ain't snitching. I ain't talking to the media. I ain't talking to the police. Fuck them. And I'm just looking at the parallels here. 46 people arrested in Brooklyn because a young man is shot. 0 people arrested in Chicago, 0 protests, 0 riots, 0 manhunts for this black killer of a 6-month-old baby. You see, there are no parallels to that. You know, there's nothing combining those two together. And in my honest opinion, even though both deaths are tragic, we should be more upset that this 6-month-old that didn't have a chance to walk, didn't have a chance to say her first words, didn't have a chance to say daddy, mama. We should be more upset because at least the 16-year-old had 16 years of life. But yet, we say nothing, and we get mad that the mainstream media is not covering either one of those stories in an intense manner. You know, they're sticking them behind the sports. It's not a headline story every day, especially in the case of Jonilla Watkins. Now, the case of Kamani Gray is getting coverage because of the extenuating circumstance of him being shot by 2, I would presume, white police officers in New York. And since they do have a history dating back, man, Giuliani Dinkins and all, well, not Dinkins, he was in the other cities, but dating back to Giuliani, because a lot of people attribute Biggie around the country as far as bringing awareness to NYPD brutality. Dating all the way back to Amadou Diallo and all that, but Biggie spoke about it. That's how we were put on it down in the South. But And the other extenuating circumstances around Jonilla Watkins was that her age, only 6 months old. But other than that, it's not getting extensive coverage. And what are some of the reasons? Well, I think the main reason is it's getting old now. And it's sad, but it's getting old. You know, if the Chicago media covered every murder in Chicago, even if they gave every murder 10 seconds of coverage, do you know how much coverage that would be in 1 year? In 2012 alone, 506 murders. In January of this year, 40 murders. That's more than one murder a day. Think about it. So, when a murder happens, like Jonilla Watkins, rest in peace, Kamani, rest in peace, you know, the media's pretty much tired of you black folks killing each other. You know, they look at it like, give us something we haven't seen. You know, why should we send our news crews into Chicago where they may be robbed and killed? Why should we send our news crews into Brooklyn where they may be robbed and killed? Because if my memory serves me right, last year in Harlem, 4 black men, no, I'm sorry, it may have been Queens. 4 black men were leaving the club and they were followed and executed in their vehicle with an AK-47. Did you see any riots then? Did you hear any community outrage? Did 46 people get locked up then? No. So, it is what it is. I mean, we have to stop being so hypocritical, man. I mean, if we're going to react when someone like George Zimmerman kills a Trayvon Martin, we need to react when someone that looks like Trayvon Martin kills another person that looks like Trayvon Martin. And it's as simple as that. If we're going to react in Brooklyn to the police officers who you can't live without, they're not going anywhere, people. Trust me on that. If you're going to react when they do something considered egregious towards you or kills one of your residents there, then we need to do the same thing instead of letting these drug dealers and killers run free on the street. We need to do the same thing. We need to have the same reaction. Now, I'm not advocating violence toward anyone, but here you have people willing to get locked up in Brooklyn as a sign of passive resistance. Well, not so passive in every case now, but people willing to get locked up to make a point. But yet, you won't be so vocal and adamant when it comes down to clearing people that you have the ability to clear out of your neighborhood. I can only be the messenger. I don't live in a neighborhood like that. You know, there are no drug dealers on my corners. There's no gang drive-by shootings and all that. I'm foreign to that. I don't have to duck bullets every day. You know, my daughter can play in a big yard, long driveway. She can do all that. But everybody's not like that. But if I lived in a neighborhood like that, I would be thinking of ways to combat activities like that so it would be equal treatment all the time by institutions that can help us rather than ignore us when we come with our with our hypocritical request for fair coverage, because that's what it is. All right. Peace. And take care of yourself.